money as a distraction. How many of you guys are distracted by your lack of money, how to make money, 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 money? Now, I'm not saying that money isn't relevant and that money isn't important, but I am saying that money can be used dynamically to distract us from what is real and true and what truly creates. So money is one of the distractor implants of access consciousness. And something that I discovered, I didn't really get money as a distractor implant to begin with, actually for years. And recently, as I've gotten older, I've made more and more money and gotten better at making money and gotten better at business. And noticed at one point that I didn't feel like I had succeeded with a class or a session or a creation unless I got a particular monetary feedback or result from that project or session or class. And so if the money wasn't showing up in a certain way, I was completely invalidating the level of change that I might have created in people's lives, the investment in the future that could have been created in those classes, and all these other incredible energies that are extremely valuable to me, that without them, I would be completely disinterested in creation. So money became this massive distraction. I was almost becoming financially obsessed, meaning that if I couldn't show a monetary result from a project or a creation, then I completely invalidated and disregarded all these other energies. And I don't know about you guys, but it's like, I love to make money. I think that that's actually kind of a unique quality. I do love to make money. Most people think they want money, but it's mostly just to like solve their problems. I actually love money. It creates so much joy in my life. But what I was noticing was that I was completely invalidating the joy or the future creation or the transformation that I was facilitating based on the financial outcome. And this was a massive aha moment for me, was I could not see any validity except for the money. And I even noticed that I would say to people, like, as a way to get them to like trust me more or be more interested in me or to even just seem more right or credible, I would say like, I know how to make money at this, or this is how much money I made at this, or if you want to be rich like me, which was in essence putting the money as the valuable product and the sum total of what was right about what was being created. And what's dangerous about that is that we stop valuing or we get distracted from all of these other things that are nourishing and nurturing to us and of interest and enthusiasm to us, like joy, like change. I love to make the money, but I also equally, if not more so, like to know that I'm making a change in the world, that the work that I'm doing, that the classes that I'm facilitating, that the products that I'm making, that the materials that I'm putting out into the world are having a generative transformation and impact on people. It's like, if I wasn't changing the world, I really wouldn't be that enthusiastic about making money. I essentially couldn't really do a job just for the money. And I wonder how many of you guys have come to that place as well, where you're like, I need money. I'm going to do this job because I need the money, but my heart's not really in it. And it's sort of like, I think that this is the missing link in a lot of creation, and how money can be used sort of against us rather than for us, is that we focus on the money. I need to make money. Yeah, of course. Having money makes all of life infinitely easier. And is it really just all about the money? Do you need to be asking for more than just the money? Have you devalued other elements that are equally as valuable, if not more valuable to you than money? Like joy or having an impact, having an effect in the world. It's like almost nobody acknowledges creation beyond financial success. And this is why financial obsession, or the distraction of money, or as I like to coin it, gold sickness, is this very prevailing insanity on earth where people only are willing to look at the money and they rarely are willing to look at what's beyond the money or what might truly matter to them, like peace or ease, a sense of fulfillment, and true engagement with what you love to choose, what you love to be, and what you truly desire to create in the world. And so one of the primary elements for going beyond the distraction of money is recognizing when you are in a financial obsession loop, when you're just focusing on the money, making yourself crazy about the money, only acknowledging, yourself when you make money and beating yourself up when there's not enough money. Like, notice when you're on the financial obsession loop and start to question, okay, so if money went away tomorrow, what would I choose? What would my interests be? Because money could easily go away tomorrow. Money is a concept that we just agree upon as societies in order to facilitate trade. The money that they were using, that our ancestors were using 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, was completely different than the money that we know today. Money changes, the concepts of money evolve, the stores of value that we use as money in our societies and cultures change and evolve. We are on the precipice of much of our money turning into digital currencies. We are well into that transition. There is always flexibility and evolution when it comes to money. And so just focusing on the money doesn't allow you to have a broad enough perspective about creation. Creation first, then the money follows. The money is actually not the target, the creation is the target. We have it back to front. So recognizing that, like, if money went away tomorrow, right? Like, just imagine with me, money went away tomorrow. That, like, all the digital currencies went away, all cash went away, even the concept of money went away. Meaning, like, how much does that cost? $5. Even that concept went away. What would be valuable to you? I was just rewatching the first half of this video during its editing process and realized that I forgot to add the whole other side of the coin, which is the hatred or the negativity towards money being a distraction with money. It's like, I talked about using money as the value scale of whether you've succeeded or not. But then there's this whole other thing that we do with money where we are obsessed with money as the wrongness in the universe, money as the source of all the problems in the world. And so we can easily distract ourselves with that point of view too, because is money actually the issue? Or are what people choose to do with money actually the issue? I often say that money is the tool, and the tool basically lays inert until somebody picks it up. And money in the hand of one person can be hugely destructive. And money in the hand of another person can be hugely empowering, generative, and creative. So money is never really the issue. I'm giving you guys an upside down money. I'm giving you an upside down M. Money is never actually the issue. But if we allow ourselves to be distracted by money as the only measure of success and value, or money as the wrongness that's creating the destruction of the rainforest and other stuff, we tend to then miss and distract ourselves from what's actually creating the deforestation of the rainforest, which is people's choices. Where do you allow money to distract you from the choice that you can be making and the awareness of the choices that others are making regardless of money?